Hello everybody, it's Wednesday, September 25th, 4:21 p.m. here in Arizona. First of all, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. You can see a disclaimer in the description of the video. I'm a crazy person, listen at your own peril. But with that said, let's look at Bitcoin. Okay, this 4-hour chart here does show that we've been in a wedge pattern, and we've all been wondering which way is it going to go. Well, it dumped $1,500 in 24 hours. Is $7,500 next? I don't think anybody truly knows. So, with that said, we broke low, and we seem to bounce at about 8,200, I'm seeing. So, we shall see. As you notice on the 4-hour chart, we were below the 200 moving average. That's the white moving average that I have here. And we were below that for a while, so that's never really a good sign. If we go over here to the weekly, we can see where the MACD, the blue MACD, has moved under the red, the signal. So as you can see back here in like January, middle of January here, January 18th, the last time we had a break, a negative cross on the MACD, well, you can see what happened. We started, dumping. Actually, we started dumping a little bit before then. And we have once again crossed negative on the weekly. So that is a hard momentum, a hard trend to beat. So if anybody was wondering, which way this was going to go, if they were to have looked here, well, the story was pretty clear. Likelihood was pretty obvious. So something I do want to note is, even though we have the Fed's pumping the $75 billion a day into the repo market for the banks, the S&P ever since that started has been suffering a little bit. The S&P 500 been on a slight downtrend. Yeah, for a while we've been trending up. We're below the 200 moving average, but look at this daily MACD. Boom, it just crossed negative, and we have a negative histogram forming. So, boom, what does that mean? Well, I don't know, just for your consideration. Let's look at total volume for Bitcoin. Actually, wait, let's start here. Total market cap for Bitcoin, 1.53 billion. Bitcoin dominance, 70%. Total volume is 7 billion. So that's 7 billion over here on CoinLib. Note that CoinLib says 7 billion in volume. Money flow last 24 hours. Tether in the Bitcoin, 2.75 billion. Pretty good. More than usual. Tether into Ethereum, 1.2 billion. Where's crypto been going? Well, Bitcoin into Ethereum, 1.2 billion, and Bitcoin into Litecoin, 3.18 million. Did I say billion? Yeah, 1.2 billion for Ethereum and 318 million for Litecoin. Now over here on Screener, where they tend to keep it, the Screener over on Mysterio.io tends to keep it a little bit more real than CoinLib.io when it comes to volume. So, these guys over here, CoinLib's got volume at, let's make this a bit easier. Let's look at, zoom in 1 minute. It's got, 7 billion in volume. So that's a bit hard to believe, but it might be possible. Real volume over here is, 837 million. So, get an average of those two. Maybe you're getting to the truth. Longs versus shorts. Well, we still have more longs than shorts. Good sign. Total 2 over here. You can find that on TradingView, which is the alt market cap. It's 62 billion. There is still a wallet out there with a billion in Bitcoin. So somebody has a lot of confidence. On the weekly chart, as we can see, we have crossed negative on the MACD, and the SAR indicator does show that we're still negative. Definitely got a nice big candle there. On the weekly, though, this purple dotted moving average, that is the 21 weekly moving average. When we were above that, many consider us bullish. When we were below it, many consider us bearish. So we just went below it. Are we going to hang out there? Don't know. Hopefully we bounce back, but either way, the 200 moving average, we're still above that. On the daily, this is the blue line here. The blue average is the 100 EMA on the daily. and that tends to hug the price pretty close usually. And when we are above it, bullish, or below it, bearish. We went below it. The 21 weekly EMA, which I just figure out as 147-day EMA, we went below that. But you know what? The good news today is we bounced off the 200 moving average. Look at that. Boom. Let's see if that sticks. The MACD is still tremendously negative, and the SAR indicator shows a downtrend. 2 hour. To see a little bit more of an immediate price action, what's happening? Well, 2 hour. The MACD took a big hit when it dumped. Look at that. We just crossed positive. We got a green dot here on the SAR. And we're starting to get a green candle or two. But, of course, it's finding some resistance there. So, 2 hour, maybe things are turning around. Now, let's look at the hourly chart. As we can see, we're below the 200 moving average on the hourly. Oh, I'll note that on the 2 hour below the 200 moving average, and on the hourly we're below the 200 moving average. MACD is positive, so is the SAR. You know, I tend to find that, to me, health in a stock, health in any coin, is above or below the 200 moving average, and well, we are below. So, at least short term we are. So with that said, I just want to mention, Learn to Trade, the Japanese candlestick book. It's great. There's a link in the description. Look at that. If you only read the glossary for candlestick terms and visuals, you're going to really be ahead of the game. It's worth learning this stuff. Check it out. On the show Radiant Creators that I do, we just interviewed Crypto Lark, Decentralize the Future. Truly an inspiring character in the crypto community. Listen to this. It'll inspire you during this, after this dump. It's a good way to bring yourself back up. You can click on a banner we have there for blockchain education. Blockchain education. I trade there. Well, it's not an exchange. I guess you'd say I learned to trade there. There are signals there. There's a great community there. In the chat, I'm Cowboy Craig. If you want to watch some videos and just basically learn a tremendous amount of trading, about trading crypto very, very quickly, and really trading in general, this is a great place to start. It's a great place to stay. I've been there 2 years now. I love it. It's really my community when it comes to trading. As always, like, share, and subscribe. So in summary, on the weekly, not looking too hot, but at least above the 200 moving average. MACD is negative. On the daily, good 200 moving average bounce, but the MACD is still dismal. 2 hour chart, maybe a turnaround. MACD is positive. Hourly chart, we're looking positive, maybe on the MACD at least. So, but we're still below the 200 moving average, so maybe not too hot. I did link some news articles in the description if you'd like to get more exhaustive into the possibilities of why we dumped, etc. But there's a chart. I'll do it again tomorrow. Take care. I'll always try to get deeper, faster, and better. So take care.